Can you guys hear me yet? Can anybody hear me? Oh, excellent. Great. Sorry about the technical challenges, folks. I was having a hard time. Everybody can hear okay now? Excellent. So anyway, getting back to the business credit process, it doesn't have to take a very long time. The longer you're in business, though, however, the better it'll be for you with certain creditors. So once you get to the point where you've been in business for a little while, you can move on to other things. Now, business credit, as I said, is a process and it doesn't have to take forever. It's about the diligence and the effort that you put forth. I know a lot of people think it should be faster, and I know 3 years isn't acceptable for a lot of people, but it is frustrating. But according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, only about 60% of all businesses survive to celebrate their third anniversaries. So for 4 out of 10 businesses, 3 years might be a little late. So let's make sure your business isn't one of them. Okay, there's some links in here that you can use. If you have any questions after, we'll go over them when we're done. And how can we speed up the process of building business credit? The process that we use here at Credit Suite has proven to work. We've been doing this for a long time, and we've helped about 40,000 um, business owners go through this process and build credit and get hundreds of millions of dollars in funding. So you don't have to waste your time on a process or a program which is unconfirmed, and you won't get frustrated with avoidable denials and delays. Following the steps in order will take you and also take advantage of building toward a goal, and it will give you actions to take while awaiting the passage of the time in between different levels of credit building, the tiers. Because being in business for 3 years will be helpful, but you take action but you can take action while those calendar pages flip. Now, get your business name squared away. Yes, this is business name does matter. Keeping in mind that there are a lot of risky industries in this business. Name is the only thing that invites a bad name can invite denials or declines. A risky industry is generally one that has more cash transaction than normal, and considered high risk would be companies like credit repair businesses and things like this. Very high risk businesses. Even banks are considered high risk, and or if there's a risk of the type of industry where there's a risk of injuries on the job by customers or workers. Your business credit, whoops, we already did this one. All right, so work on your business phone number. This is important as well. It's important to list your phone number with a 411 directory. You should have it on your website, your business cards, and all of your advertising. And so it should be your second stop. Using a cell phone to list or a home phone could be problematic, so you don't want to do that. You can use virtual phone services like, um, gosh, I have a train of thought. I lost my train of thought for a second. Um, Geez Louise, I can't remember what I'm supposed to tell you here. Just bear with me a second. Okay, so Ring Central or Vonage or places like that, or get an actual landline in your company's name. All right, so toll-free numbers are helpful for getting business and showcasing professionalism. These are 800 area codes or 555 855s or 877. Your phone number definitely you definitely want to make sure your phone number is listed, okay? Now, lenders, vendors, and other credit providers will be looking for your phone number, so a good business phone line is essential. Your prospects or potential clients will as well. So make it easy to find and get listed with 411 at listyourself.net. And another really important issue is your business address. A lot of businesses run from home or retail residential establishments, and it's unfortunate, but a lot of times creditors will look at those type of businesses more like hobbyists as opposed to professional business. So you should have a virtual office from a place like Regis or Da Vinci or Alliance. You don't want to use a post office box, UPS store, mailboxes, etc. And a home address will definitely get you flagged. So be careful when you're getting in a business address. A virtual office or a brick and mortar location is absolutely the best. All right, so you don't have to have a brick and mortar address. A virtual office is more than sufficient. It just has to be a place where mail can be delivered. A lot of Google creditors will Google search you when you put your address in. And so if they find that you're not in the right type of address, that could be a reason to get declined, okay? All right, so again, virtual offices are a great solution. We do have 2 or 3 that we recommend. It's far less expensive than renting a brick and mortar location. So if you don't have to have an actual office, this can work out pretty well for you. And virtual offices are available all over the country and in Washington, D.C. Whoops. All right, so here are the 3 that I just recommended: Alliance, Da Vinci, and Regis. You can buy packages which include clerical services, mail forwarding, use of conference rooms, telephone numbers, and more. Create a great destination or surf without your business website. Credit providers, vendors, and the like will be looking for your business online. So it's important to have a web presence. Your content on your website is not necessarily what's important. The most important part of this entire process is to make sure that you have a web presence. Your name, your business name, your phone number, and address is more than sufficient. Or you can build an elaborate website as well. So it all depends on what you're trying to accomplish. A professional website, like I said, doesn't necessarily impress lenders or credit providers. So the basic stuff that I gave you, just a presence online, is all you really need. A website basically can help you with sales. And if you don't know how to build a website, you need help, you can get help from places like Upwork or Fiverr to get set up and have a logo made and get your website squared away. Now you can get hosting from places like GoDaddy, and they're really user friendly. I've been using GoDaddy for years. You don't necessarily want to use prepackaged solutions like Weebly or Wix. Sometimes they could be really long or unusual website addresses. So you want to have something easy identifiable. This helps further distinguish your business from amateurs and hobbyists. Okay. And again, a professional email address. When you're applying for commercial credit, you never want to use a free public email service exchange. No Yahoos or AOLs, Gmails, Hotmail, Outlooks, and things like this. This will separate your business from the amateurs again. Nothing is going to trigger a look at your credit application more than an email that says, I am the man at gmail.com or something like that. You should be whatever your name is at, whatever the name of your company is.com. All right. Now, take your business to the Secretary of State's office. This is important because in order to be able to get any kind of credit or business loans, you're going to have to set yourself up as a corporation or an LLC. Make sure you have all the documents and licenses that are necessary. They keep your business on your website, so you want to make sure that they have all the current information on your company, your phone number, your email, your business address, and all these things. They're really critical. Now, some states require certain licensing for your industry. You want to make sure you always have your licenses squared away. Uh, Take the time to get the license, again, which will depend on your state. Sometimes it takes just a few days to get it done. Sometimes it could take a few weeks. Some states are notoriously slow. Licensing isn't just going to help you get and build business credit. It will help you keep you from violating the law if you practice your profession without a license, okay? The proper licensing is something that you can tout on your website and all of your marketing materials as well. And another thing that's important is your business bank account. In order to open a business bank account, you'll just need to take the documentation that you filed with the state down to the local bank, give them your company's letters of incorporations or articles of incorporation, and they'll set you up with a bank account. Many vendors and other creditors provide that you require to have a business account before they will give you a credit account. And merchant services accounts, those are important as well. It's really hard to do credit card transactions or have people pay you if you don't have the ability to take a credit card. You should still get a merchant account even if you don't take a lot of credit cards, and the off chance that one of your clients has to have has to use a credit card. And more people will pay for your service or product if you have a professional um, merchant account. Now, the next step is going to the IRS and getting an EIN number. Everybody throws around numbers out there like a DUNS number and a business identification number. Those are all basically database numbers where they can track your credit activity. The most important number for your business when you're building credit is your EIN number. Okay, it is basically the equivalent of a social security number for your business. Okay. Now, you want to make sure when you're naming your business, this is something we touched on a little earlier, but the SIC and NAIC codes, these are how they rank. Um, this is how they rank your industry as far as the amount of risk they're taking, giving you credit. Some businesses are considered extremely risky. Check those codes to make sure you're putting yourself in the best position. All right. Um, This next one is the IRS website. For example, these codes up here, this means a dry cleaning and laundry service are coin operated. If your business could fit under one or more code, choose the less risky of the code. Lenders and credit providers are far less likely to approve a business if they consider it to be too risky. It's the same principle as choosing your business name. You choose codes at the same time as you get your EIN and select the business entity. The IRS will also where you choose your business entity, excuse me. The next step of the IRS website, your business entity decides on taxes and liability in case of a lawsuit. Incorporating means that your business and personal affairs are truly separated. It's really the only way to protect yourself and to build good business credit, okay? Now, take a quick detour to the corporate lawyer's office. We highly recommend that you consult a corporate attorney to be sure of your options and make the best possible decision for your company under your circumstances. And while you're there, work with your attorney on drafting your articles of incorporation. And many Secretary of State offices require that to be on file with them. Next item on the list here is your DUNS number. Now, a DUNS number is basically a number that's attached to your company's credit file on Dun& Bradstreet. They use it to track your company's credit activity. They can also use it to track the number of transactions you have, your creditors, and so forth. DUNS numbers are free. Simply call Dun & Bradstreet and apply for the number. They say it takes between 30 and 45 days, but it doesn't necessarily take that long. Sometimes they'll give it to you right away or in just a couple of days. All right. Now, when establishing credit accounts, you want to get yourself established with a couple of vendors right away to get some things reporting to your credit bureau. Your credit history is one of the main factors when lenders and credit providers determine your credit worthiness. Making a timely payment will show anyone that's looking to do business with you that you are low risk when it comes to giving you credit. You can open most credit accounts online in just a few minutes. To save time and frustration, you only want vendors that will report to the business credit reporting agencies. A lot of business owners set up accounts with different vendors, and they ask them if they report to the credit bureaus. In some instances, they say yes, we report to the credit bureau, but that's not a deep enough question to ask. You always want to ask if they report positive payment history to the credit bureau, so you can be assured that when you're making your timely payments, you are getting credit for those and they are showing up. Okay. Most vendors do not report. Our vendors report, but most vendors do not report unless you're late making your payments. And this is why it's important to ask that question. do you report positive payment history? Okay. These are a couple of examples of companies that actually report positive payment history. Uline is a really popular one. Crown Office Supply and Strategic Network Solutions. Now, vendors that report will save you some time when you're building your business credit. Nothing's more frustrating to a business owner. He spends a year building credit with creditors that don't report, thinking that they've developed a strong credit profile or the makings of a strong credit profile, and then realize later that they have what we call invisible credit. Some vendors, when you set your accounts up, require a minimum spend before they'll report. Crown Office Supplies requires that you have an annual membership for a fee. It can take up to 30 days for reported purchases to actually show up on your business credit profile. This is the case whether you are they are reporting a positive or negative experience. Now, commercial retail cards. This is typically a little bit better than the initial vendor accounts, which are basically starter credit accounts. Commercial retail accounts, fleet or more universal cash credit cards. These steps are covered, and you can get them all get through this process in about 6 months or so. You'll have a business credit profile and a score, but that's not a reason to stop. There's a lot more that goes into your credibility and your fundability than just your credit score. Okay. Keep going and keep working on those creditors. Get to the higher and higher tiers. There are basically 4 different levels of credit building. Higher score means better terms and lower interest. So the more credit you build, the better rates and better terms you're going to get. So you'll end up with better creditors with better terms. Okay. Working with companies to build business credit. As you might imagine, these steps take some time and attention. Hiring a business credit building company means that you'll have time to do what you do best, and that's to run your business. In our program, for example, the average client will spend approximately 45 minutes to an hour a month working on their credit. Vendors and other credit providers change these requirements all the time. So depending on how much information you want to put in the system or how much information you're trying to gain or what kind of credit you're trying to gain, the information, the criteria could change. It pays to work with a company which specializes in business credit building because it keeps track of the things that you're doing so that you don't have to do that. Hiring a business credit building company like Credit Suite, for example, can be a big step. Now let's see the next step together. Recap. You can build business credit score and an enviable profile in half a year, not 3 months like other people think. You can't do it in 3 months, unfortunately. Following these steps in order will assure the most speed. You'll get the best creditors and the best terms, and you'll breeze through the process if you apply for the right creditors and do it in the right sequence. On the way you'll build credibility for your business, which can lead to more sales for your company. Be one of the 20% of all businesses that last more than 20 years. And let us take a few steps for you and help you concentrate on your business. It pays to work with a pro. If you guys have any questions, I'll be glad to try to answer some of them for you now. If you have questions but don't have the time to talk about it right now, I'm going to put my information here. You can reach out to me anytime. My number is on the screen here or in the chat box for you guys. So give me a call. If you don't have any questions, I wish y'all a happy day today, and thanks for taking the time to visit with us here at Credit Suite. Bye now.